You are now listening to About That Business, hosted by Rom Wills. Rom Wills is an entrepreneur and personal coach who has helped people reach their fullest potential personally and professionally. Take it away, Rom.
Welcome to Rom Wills About That Business. Building your demographic. Now, I've talked in my last episode, I talked about learning how to spot a demographic, but sometimes you might have a product, an idea, a music style that you can create your own demographic. Now, let me use the music thing. And this is just but one example. And I'll throw another one in there. But okay, say you have a unique way of doing music. Like you have a unique sound, something, and a unique style to you. You can, and there's no real demographic, no real audience for it. But you're bold. You know, you like, well, yeah, I listen to Rom's podcast on spotting a demographic, but my demographic ain't out there. And you're gonna have, and that's gonna be the case. You might have some invention that's not out there, some clothing style that's not out, music style, whatever. A certain way of cooking your pancakes that's not out there. You can still create your demographic. Now, it's a little bit tougher. And trust me, it's a great risk with it because somebody it might not take. But using a music example, you say, okay, I'm going to come up with a new genre of music or a new way of doing this. All right, I'm going to put the music out. Now, building your demographic, first you probably should start with people close to you, your friends and stuff. Now, depending on the type of friends they are, they're either going to be honest and say this is whack, or if they say it's good, right? So you start with them, you start with your circle, but then, all right, say you got 10 friends. You start that music thing, they hear it, it's like, oh, this is bumping. You just say, hey, why don't you spread this to other people? And everything associated to style and everything. You know, and you could even put a philosophy with that. Say, yeah, you listen to this music. You're not the type who's going to, harm your body with drugs or, smoke and drink and all of that. And there's actually music styles out there like that promote sobriety. So anyway, you might say, okay, you get an inner circle of 10 people and they like it, friends. It's like, oh yeah, spread it. And also, if you can, practice the principles. Now, they'll build that. What they will do is they will find somebody that they're friends with and say, hey, yeah, check this out. Now, some of the people might take to it, some won't. That's cool. If each person get one more person, after a while, you got a good group of people following your stuff. See, the best way to build a demographic is the same way they doing multi-level marketing or even a subculture. It's like usually when people come into those things, they don't just come into it like from out of the blue, like see it on the internet. Oh, yeah, I'm going to practice that. Usually they introduced by a friend. The reason why they are introduced by a friend is that friend can see them actually practicing the stuff. Like the best sermon is an example. So you gradually building it that way. Or, I use music. You can use food. Like a lot of times, a lot of people who've built up a business through food, the first customers was usually family members and friends. And people will say, man, there's some good cookies. Or these some good pies. Or, man, this food is great. And then you spread it from there. All of a sudden you get people hooked. Now, here's the important thing. With any type of food, that's actually, I'm going to tell you what, that's actually a better thing to actually use. Or like, say it just popped in my head about having some type of sauce for, to put over your chicken or your meats or something. Like a lot of people build that up. See, that will actually build up your audience. See, understand something, like especially if it's food, anything that someone has to ingest. Once they start using it, they tend to keep using it as long as it's good. That's the key point. It has to be good. Good food is a drug, and drugs are addictive. Now, you got that right spice to put on something, boom. And people will always come back because people always have to eat. People always have to ingest stuff, but then you slowly building up a demographic. It could be anything, and that's really how innovative people come along. Like everything you look at any type of product out there, I don't care what it is. It was a point where it didn't exist. Any type of food styles, there was a point it didn't exist. People weren't doing it, but you just start off small and you grow from there, and then you just build it. And like I said, the biggest thing with it is it's a financial gamble, because people might not take to it, and there's nothing wrong with that. It happens. I mean, even if you get an established demographic, there's no guarantee that whatever product or service you're offering is going to take. But it's a powerful thing if you get in there and you do it. Now, one important thing with that, if you have a secret ingredient or a particular style, design, piece of artwork, trademark that joint. Trademark that joint so other people don't use it. Because people will. So I want y'all to really think about that. Like, think about because there's a lot of people listening. You might have something innovative right in your head, but you might say, well, there's not a market out there for it. Sometimes you gotta create the market, especially because you think about something innovative. It's already not out there, so you actually creating something. And that's what I'm looking for. A lot of people talking about the economy. They're talking about automation. I think I said it on this channel. We just need some people. We need a critical mass of innovative people to come up with new stuff. Or at least enough people to come up with something major. You might get some major, fad or style, something. And people will be like, oh, and you could create whole industries off of it. So anyway, do what you got to do. Sometimes you got to build your own demographic. So anyway, that's it for today. Let's go make that money.